Diamond Matt channel, welcome. Right, this video is a preview only to a new full instructional guide I just finished. I showed how to hand make a pear-shaped ring. Really in-depth video. A pear-shaped ring, I had a few requests from people about doing pear shapes because it's quite a tricky shape. It's quite common in jewellery, the pear shape, but it's quite a tricky thing to make nicely. So with that in mind, with people like beginners or amateurs or people with experience just haven't done a pear-shaped ring before and want to see how it's done, I did this as simple as possible. This is like a really foundations pear-shaped ring. It's quite a cool thing. It's just a thin band with the stone on top. But there's so much to explain about shaping the metal, understanding the curvature of the pear shape and the depth and the sides, and then forming metal with different tools and different techniques as you work around it and the curvature changes, joining the ends, putting the V-claw on the top, and then I've got a good way of getting a symmetrical, perfect positions for the two claws on this end. That's probably the trickiest part, is actually marking out perfectly and then skillfully working to get the claws on there. But I showed how to do it all in the video. And then positioning it on the shank as well. It can look bad really easily. So there's a lot to explain in this video for what is essentially quite a simple ring. A load of stuff to teach, so got it all in the video, worked really in depth for it. I mean, the first half an hour, literally the first 30 minutes is just forming the pear shape. There was loads to explain, but I'm happy to do so. I wanted to put the work in to make the video as useful as possible to people. So yeah, full instructional guide to make this pear-shaped ring. It's the foundation one, but with this video, things I explain in the video will apply to all pear shapes. So you can change the shoulders, well, you know, jewelry design's infinite what you can do to it. But yeah, to make this will help you out immensely if you haven't done a pear shape before, even if your design is slightly different. Yeah, I think I've made a really good video. It's going to be helpful to a lot of people. You've got to become a patron to see it. So talking about patrons, I want to say thank you to new patrons got recently. We got Kane Matson, Andrea Corran, Owlet, and a new one yesterday, Michelle Moore. Thank you very much, guys, for becoming patrons. Patrons, I really appreciate, they really genuinely enable this channel to continue, because without patron support, I literally wouldn't continue this endeavor trying to get this YouTube channel going. So yeah, very grateful to the patrons. They definitely make this channel possible and keep the videos coming. I want to share all my experience I've gained over 20 years working as a full-time professional jeweler in London. So yeah, I'm happy to do so. So with patron support, they make it possible. So I'm very grateful to the patrons. If you want to become patron yourself, you get access to this full instructional guide, but not only this one, all of them. There's like 20 odd. Yeah, so they're all like online jewelry making courses, basically, just all these like full-length videos between 1 hour and 2 hours usually. And yeah, I think it's a cheap way to get access to a load of jewelry making instructions. Cool, right, so I'll get into the video. Like again, it's just a preview, so I'll just flick through it, just showing little bits of the progress towards making the ring. And yeah, I hope you like it. I hope you become a patron. Links in the description. And yeah, if not, welcome just to watch and enjoy all the free videos on the channel. They're all very welcome. I appreciate it all as well. Yeah, cool, right, let's get into it. Straighten out a section of it, and then it'll be down here, and then we'll start to really curve it to go around the bottom of the stone. So anyway, I'm finding all this out by simply just putting the stone over the top and looking at it, studying it. So you've got to check it all the time with your stone, but when you do make a little tweak, it's really minor. So yeah, anyway, there's my bit of metal work. This is my stone on top of it. And I'm going on and on about it. It's the dreaded marking where the claws have got to go. This is particularly difficult. It's so unforgiving. If you get one just slightly up the side and then one slightly down, it just looks so obvious. So now I've got something a little bit like that, some more prominent spaces in there. I could solder that in, no problem, but if I go up to, if I find a cylinder burr that's the same diameter of that, it'll be really snug in there, and then that'll be the strongest possible join, because that shape will match the curvature of my claw. So I've buffed the back, so what we got. what usually looks nicer for jewellery is you just bring it narrow a bit further up than you might imagine, and then from right up here you just go straight to the shoulder. So kind of just going straight down. Coming off there, totally adjustable. I would take some off the outside there, reduce that a little bit, just make it look a bit more dainty, but relatively easy to make. And apart from like the usual pear-shaped problems of getting these symmetrical, I think that's the most difficult part. The most skillful part is lining up those two claws so everything's all nice and in line. As for actually shaping up the pear shape and putting on a ring shank, that's basically how you can do it.